Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to the stream. Hey, TGIF, but really, over here, we don't like Fridays, because that just means that tomorrow we don't get to trade futures, something that we love doing. You know, futures trading is the only profession that you actually look forward to the weekdays. We love it. We love it. It's good to be back. Sorry about yesterday. Nothing I could do. You know, when you got duties, you got duties. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Thanks for joining the mainstream here. John Lee, thanks for your support. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge that forms over time. Enjoy your panda emoticons and enjoy access to the pre-market show. And also, by the way, I'll let you guys know that because of my tardiness, I will actually be doing a all-day stream on Monday, but only for the members. Only for members. Members only. So if you're thinking about becoming a member, it's a good time. It'd probably be the best time to try to join. Duties or duties? Yeah, just duties. You know, as a grown, mature panda, you know, you got responsibilities, and sometimes you guys just take care of them. Hugh, good morning. Tanner, good morning. FZN, good morning. John Yonan, good morning. Good morning from the very snowy Sierra Nevada mountains of California. Welcome, welcome. D Walker, aloha. Avatar, good morning. Jim Grady, good morning. Northern Turtle, good morning. Latrell, welcome. Richard Harris, Hugh, good morning, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning. Don't lose your rear on Friday. Hey. Amen to that. Let's be careful today. Let's be vigilant. Fridays are tricky. They tend to be very choppy because the moves usually already have happened throughout the week, and Fridays kind of just hangs out. Or this daily chart, we actually finally retest the bottom of this pivot low here, and we may try to fill this gap. So amazing day. Like, man, this day was wild. Think about it. We broke above it, creating that reversal, right? Because we were on a down leg. Creating that reversal, breaking above it. And then we broke beneath it. And then we come all the way back up, trying to break above it again. But now, what do we find ourselves? We found ourselves way down here. So we had an inside, outside. And then before, so now we're breaking beneath it. And that means that, you know, this means breakout mode. So we could have a strong bear trend day today, especially when we have this gap here, and the gap gets filled at, let's see, gets filled at 39.40, pretty much 39.48, 39.48.75. So that gap gets filled. This Albrook's gap, and it's a price action gap, and you know, when it's this close, most likely we'll try to fill and try to get to that area, but sometimes we'll go through it, and this might now act as some sort of demand zone. We'll see, but yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, just looking at this overall price action, seeing how far beneath the 20 EMA we are now, I feel like, oh man, like strong bear bar, now we have follow through. And usually measure move, right? Measure move of this bar of some sort. You get a measure move that looks something like this. So I think we can have a bear trend day today. That's my thinking, but hey, I'm a bear, so I always think it's a bear trend day. Interesting. It's hard to use this trend line anymore because it kind of just like the pattern stops. Now we have the spike and channel looking thing. Huh. Okay. We'll try to work with the spike and channel. You can already see that I put a trade in this morning during the pre-market show, and I skunked it when we broke above. We actually reversed it. I was trying to get a second entry short here, but what ended up working out was this second short. A, B, C. 2 legs up. That was a better setup, but I already entered it here, and I didn't like the fact we reversed here and came back down. So I just skunked it, and I was okay with that. What do we have here now? Ride or die. What is happening? Do not know. Let's wait for the market to open. I mean, we're kind of going sideways here. Let's see if the spiking channel actually gives us a couple legs down. Good morning, guys. Northern Turtle, negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit here. Goodness. Negative 30? Is that real? Can I actually get that cold? Canada. In Canada, do you guys use Fahrenheit? I thought you guys would use Celsius. Yeah, Canada is beautiful. Lots of traders in Canada, seems like, though. Negative 40 turns your breath to ice and falls to the ground. You're like a Mortal Kombat character. You're like Sub-Zero at that point. You can like attack people with your breath. Maybe I should do that. Someone like attacks you, you just do a long breath and create like an ice club, and you know you could use it to beat people up or defend yourself. All right, what do we have here? 28. All right, so we have about 1.5 minutes here to market opens. You're just gonna have a monster gap on the 5-minute chart. Look at the daily. Goodness. We're pretty far away from a 20 MA here, but we shall see. We'll gotta trade what the market gives us. 1 minute left. For those who do not know, before we start, Monday we will have an all-day stream for members only. So if you're thinking about becoming a member, if you're like, man, I've been joining this channel for so long, I've been watching, maybe I do want to support Panda here. Maybe I do want to buy him a cup of coffee. That's what I call it, buying a cup of coffee for Panda once a month. It's about $4.99. Which is typically, my coffee might be more expensive than that now, but Monday we will have an all-day stream, so for members only. We'll do the regular mainstream, but then we will extend that trading session to members only the rest of the day. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Market just opened. Bob asks, do two-legged NT licensing get processed on the weekend from a 220 order? If you still haven't got your license activated, just email support at tweleggedpullback.com and they'll help you out. They they probably missed it or something. They're only pandas. Pandas aren't perfect. All right, so now we're coming up. We're above the 20 MA. Hard to go short here, even though we're think we're in a strong downtrend. We're gonna let this play out, and not mess with it. We're on the wrong side of 20 MA. We'll just let it go. I don't think it's a good setup yet.
10,000 tick trap.
Still in Trap City and scalps out. So ends up being a nice strong push down, but hard to have taken that trade for me. Just because we're above the 20 MA. 20 MA starting to flatten out. We're going in and out of the 20 MA now. So we may go sideways here for a little bit. Let's see. Continue to make lower highs, lower lows. See if we make a new low here. So we're still saying we're in a downtrend. Hard to mark this. You know, I thought it would be a spiking channel of some sort. But now it looks more something like this. Don't know. Don't know. What's going on? Another push down. Nope. Trading range indicator giving us a trading range so far. We may come back to the top of the trading range indicator, but right in the middle of it, so kind of hard to go long here. It's quite sideways. You can see how these bars are overlapping, showing confusion in the market. Market is trying to blast off one way or another, I think. Just right now, it's just going sideways. Johnny asks, Panda, how do I know how long I've been a member? That's a good question. You guys might have some sort of metrics. I think I have a metrics on my end, but I think you guys should also have. If you want like a rough estimate, you can see your two-legged pullback badge. You see Lace Tsunami, how it's like a rainbow two-legged pullback. That's actually a means that he's been supporting me for over a year, and the Northern Turtle as well. So you guys are, you guys are the real MVPs. Okay. I'll consider this like a breaker trend to new high here. I would like it to be at some sort of resistance though, if I try to find a reversal. Okay, trap trade to the long side. Not one I'm interested in, but it might be a good push up here. Why am I not interested in this? We got a break a trend new high. And also, we still need to make a new low here. If this is a spike in channel, we need to make a new low here still. Also, outside bar reversal. Not one I like. Okay, so the trap does trigger now. That push up. I mean, it's not like it can't make a point. It's just not a setup for me. Not here. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Hey, make sure you guys drop a GM in the chat. Also, make sure you scalp that like button. Helps out this channel tremendously. Your engagement is YouTube's main way to know if this channel is actually worth watching for others. Right? Because engagement, to them, engagement means what? Your attention. You have your actual attention. It's like a sure way for YouTube to know that you are paying attention to the stream because it's so engaging. And if that's the case, if your attention is there, guess what? Advertisers want to advertise to you because you're paying attention, you're actually engaged, you're active. So it just means more money for YouTube, but that also means that they want to push your stream out if advertisers, if your attention's there, better for advertisement. If it's better for advertisement, then they want to push your stream out. And then that's how YouTube makes money, just by advertisements. That's the main way, at least, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's their main way. I'm sure they make a lot of money through, these memberships and gifts and, just little things like that. But I'm pretty sure the main way is advertisements. So that's the machine, and to help this channel, scalp that like button, drop GMs in the chat, ask questions, make dumb comments, or whatever. Those are all good. Monkey Robbie, 90% of Google's revenue is from ads. Makes sense. Look at this. Look at the sideways movement here. We're clearly above the 20 MA, but man, break a trend new high, top of a trading range. No setups though for us whatsoever. It's just going completely sideways. So if it does push down, unfortunately, there's not much we can do. Unless we want to join in a 10K chart trade. 10K, two-legged pullback here.
10,000 tick trap.
It's a two-legged pullback. It's not really close to the 20 EMA. So typically you would skip it, but this is a second entry short and the risk is usually larger on the 10K chart. I'm going to sit on my pause for a proper setup though. Yep. So that trade, a second entry short on the 10K chart just fails. It just traps you right there and makes an outside bar reversal. So you just got stopped out if you took that 10K chart trade. We're just gonna be patient here. Seeing this trend coming up now as we see a strong push up, even after a breaker trend to new high. No setups whatsoever though. Just watching this. Just watch this market chop around and try to avoid this chop here. Also, make sure you guys take advantage of the fact that we have 50% off resets until the end of the month. 50% off resets. That's the best for larger accounts. So I know a lot of you guys like to trade like the 50K accounts. That's, that for, is a very good deal in my opinion. The 50K, because they allow 10 contract trades. It's probably the easiest eval to pass if you're very aggressive. And also, you typically don't go over 10 contracts in any one account. I mean, you possibly could, but most of the time, not really. And if you do want to trade more than 10 contracts, just get more 50P PA accounts. The only problem is with the 50P account or the 50K account is the trading threshold is very small. It's about 2,500, and for me, that's not even enough for one E-mini. That's what makes it difficult. So. But for those who like to trade the larger, so that's why I like the larger accounts as well. So for me, that sweet spot is around that 250K, 300K. 300K is very difficult, but the downside about the 300K account is that you need $7,500 minimum just to withdraw. So it's a difficult, but you also get the most amount of contracts that you can trade. So it's a difficult one to try to, maintain and try to get up above that minimum. But the 250K account, the minimum you need is 6,500, so $1,000 less. With the trend, the trend threshold is the same as the minimum requirement you need to withdraw. So the trend threshold for the 250K account is also 6,500, which is enough for one E-mini. I think the 150K account and above are kind of like similar in terms of, because for me, like I would like at least $5,000 a buffer in order to trade one E-mini. So starting from the 150K account, you have $5,000 threshold, trading threshold, and so from there it's kind of the same. But for anyone, regardless, it's 50% off the reset is cheaper than you know, for those accounts, then getting new accounts at 80% off, which is nice, right? If you like the bigger accounts. So if you like to trade the larger accounts, that's when the reset 50% off is the best, in my opinion. We got this channel that had an overshoot and bouncing off Big Mama, which is the previous day's low here for now. And looks like we're gonna get another leg down here. I wouldn't mind going short here actually. Thinking this overshoot, looking for an undershoot. I just need a setup. Give me a pullback and I'll try to go short here. I think all the other time frames are showing us a nice push down, another leg down. It might be necessary here. Okay, so we got a pullback. We got a second entry short here. And I may be interested in going short here. It's not the best setup, but it's a lower high. It is a second entry short technically as well. So I'm going to go short here, try to scalp out. And if it doesn't work out, then it is what it is, pandas. But I think the higher time frames want another leg down here. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And we're going to try to scalp out. Let's do one more contract so we can get a 2-contract trade here going. It might scalp up before I can get my second contract in. All right, I'm in 2. So we have 1 runner now. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's go, baby. Hey, we got a runner now. Ooh, I hope it's a good one. Ugh, don't do that. No, 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 no. Okay, I think we're good. I think this might be a good runner here, pandas. I think we might get a couple legs down here. We're in a juicy spot right now. Risk-free trade. As you can see, my stop loss is 1 tick beyond my break even. And we have some space here now from my stop loss to where the current price action is. Pandas. That lower high. Looking for that second leg down on the higher time frame. Ooh. That's not good. But still not bad. We still haven't broke above the previous candle's high. We're still on 1 leg down here. You know, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm resting. You know, I'm a risk-free trade. In fact, not only is it risk-free, I actually make a small profit here, 12.50. The only thing I can hope for is a nice push down here. We're up 200 on the runner itself. I wouldn't mind a small pullback and another strong push down. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Let's go, baby. Hey, Super Saiyan time. Push! We're far enough down now. I feel like we're in a nice runner right now. I will say this, pandas. I will not come out of this trade on a limit order. I will come out only with a stop order, pandas. We're gonna see how low this can go. How low can you go? How low can you go? Let's go, baby. With that, am I positive? Am I positive on my account now? Let's get a pivot. Let's get a pivot. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Super Saiyan. Oh my. We're already at wow. Okay, are we at 10 points already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already have a 10-point runner here. I don't have a pivot. I still don't have a pivot, pandas. I still don't have a pivot. I still don't have a pivot here. Goodness. No pivot still. That means we have much more room to go down here. Not even one single pivot yet. It would suck if it V bottoms back up and takes me out. That would suck, I would say. But now we have a pivot to work with. At this point, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to attach this to the 20 EMA and give myself a 10-point buffer here. And so at this point, I I'll just watch this go. Like, I don't have to touch it. It's gonna trail with the 20 EMA. If you guys wonder how to do that, if you get your order and you press control, it will attach to plots, whatever plot is closest. And you can, if there's like multiple plots on the same spot, it will ask you which plot would you like to attach it to. I currently attached it to the 20 EMA, and not only that, I put an offset of 10 ticks, which is 2.5 points. And I'm gonna let this ride, pandas. How low can you go? How low can you go? I'm almost happy with a 20-point runner, and I'll be happy with that. 20 points. Let's secure those profits here. 20-point profit. That's $1,000 on one single trade, one single contract. $1,000. Let's go, baby. Still Super Saiyan. Still Super Saiyan here. Ooh, this drip. Getting that bamboo today. Let's go, baby. I mean, one trade, you're done. I mean, I could take my profits here as well. It wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be too bad. But for me, I have no reason to really be scared. Like, I'm just gonna, like, we still have the 20 EMA to protect us, and we have, we're so far down. I just feel like there's nothing here that tells me we are reversing, right? There's nothing here that tells me yet that I need to get out of my trade. Like, we haven't even tested 20 EMA. 20 EMA should act as resistance at least once, and we should get another push down. This is why I put it 2.5 points above the 20 EMA, because if it does go above the 20 EMA 2.5 points, then typically it's like it can be a reversal. But if we like touch the 20 EMA or go into the 20 EMA about 1 point, then typically it acts as resistance. So I'm giving it some buffer for the 20 EMA to do its thing, and this is why we're watching this go down. I'm looking for a 20-point profit here. That's $1,000 on one contract. And the nice thing about this kind of trade is that you don't have to really worry about it. Right? You just let it go. Like it automatically trails down with me. I don't have to mess with it. I take what the market gives me. I'm not going to try to come out premature. I'm going to allow the 20 EMA to act as resistance, right? I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to let it do its thing, and just let it be. Just let it be. I'm going to allow it to do its thing. I'm going to allow it to make a two-legged pullback here. If it does, hopefully 20 EMA can act as resistance for me at least once here, and I can get another push down. We just let it go, right? Just let it happen. Yep, we trade risk-free with Apex. Anyone asking? 100% risk-free. Let's go, baby. Getting that second push down. So we gotta let the 20 EMA do its thing. Right? We gotta know that traders are trading the 20 EMA, make it act as resistance. We actually have a outside bar reversal, lower high second entry short right here. Or really a double top. I'm still Super Saiyan mode. You gotta let the two-legged pullback work out. This is a two-legged pullback here. So let it do its thing. Let's go, baby. Push! Push! I like it. I like this because I'm comfortable right now, right? I'm just comfortable. I'm just letting it do its thing. If it does stop me out, okay, we get stopped out at 50%. But it's because we want the possibility of getting down to 20 points, making a nice $1,000 runner, and we want to give some space. We want to give this some room to work. Try not to come out prematurely here. You know, this is what you want to see. You want to see the 20 EMA continue to be pointing downwards. It might consolidate here a little bit, and you know, it could try to reverse here, but if that happens, it is what it is. You move on to the next trade. It's that simple. Got 4 pushes down now. Hopefully this will be a nice push down, strong push down here. Kim says the trailing drawdown is a bummer. It is a bummer, but in a sense you want it, right? You want the trailing threshold because it helps the business overall for Apex. This may be a double bottom, but double bottoms typically don't look like this. For double bottom, the push up for the double bottom is usually larger, right? Usually above the 20 EMA. But right now, this is acting as like more like a triangle, and there's pressure building, and most likely continued the original trend, direction of the original trend. So if it's a double bottom, typically, you know, you want that first push to be above the 20 EMA, comes back down to retest, and then push back up. But yeah, I could be wrong. This might be a double bottom. We might get a strong push up here. Just a trading range starting to form. I'm already happy with my profits here, so I'm okay if I get stopped out. I think, you know, I did my best. I did my best to try to get as much juice from this. Kind of getting a strong bull bar now. Now you're thinking maybe you get stopped out here. Or you let the 20 EMA continue to do its magic. Let's see what happens. All right, it's pushing up. That's not what you want to see. It's not something I want to see. Let the 20 EMA do its thing. For me, I already have my plan set. It's just 2.5 points above the 20 EMA. And if it ever hits it, it hits it. And I'm out of my trade. But if it doesn't hit it, then I still think we're in a downtrend. Maybe I should have like an ATR or something and really use the ATR as my guide of how far above the 20 EMA I should have. Maybe just put it above the ATR. Okay, now we're getting a strong close above the 20 EMA here. All right, just let it continue to do its magic. I don't know what's happening here. I'm gonna just let it play out. It is what it is. At this point, I could have walked away, do some push-ups, do some work, go out for a jog. It really doesn't matter at this point because I have this trading threshold automatically following the 20 EMA here. So it doesn't matter to me. Like this is the price you kind of pay if you kind of want a relaxing trade, right? Like where you don't want to do anything, you don't have to move anything, you don't have to think much about it. If you just wanted to let it go automatically, this is the price you pay. You may not get as much as you wanted. Like if I was paying close attention, I was like, maybe I don't like the price action here. I can come out here and, you know, control it manually. But the price you pay here is, what you gain is, you know, you just let it play out. And possibly actually stronger push down here. Like, I want to catch a strong push down if we continue to push down. Looks like it's trying to stop me out though. 20 EMA starting to flatten. Now we're going in and out of it. All right, stops me out. Hey, let's go, baby. Got that bamboo. It's all good. I still made a nice profit off of that. Just not as much as I could have, but at the same time, I was keeping myself in the trade just in case we do have a very strong push down. And it could have happened. Could have happened, but not today. Not today. So nice 450. Up 450 here. What was my risk at the end? My risk was just this bar, right? That's all my risk was. and I was, with this risk and this much reward, it's well worth it. Well worth it. Let's go, baby. It's actually 350 with one contract because I did scalp out that initial portion, and then the rest was a runner. So around 350 for that. And this guy is that dude in orange. Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know how to trade. Right? You have to put yourself in a place where you can potentially gain more profits, but at the same time, right, protect your profits. So I was protecting my profits. So if I just took my money out, there's plenty of potential that I could have missed. But I was protecting my profits at the same time. Yeah, it's a balancing act. You have to know how much you need to protect at the same time, how much room you need to give so it can have some room to play and push down further. So, and that dude in orange says greed. It's not greed. What you're actually practicing is fear, right? You're so scared. You're so scared that you're just trying to take your profits, and at the same time, it will be arbitrary just to take it here. You don't know this was gonna be the bottom, right? This one time it might have worked, and you only will say that at a certain point where it does come up. Like, what if I was like, oh, let me just take my profits right here, right? I'm being greedy, or I just take my profits right here, you know? So you just really don't know when you're gonna take your profits. But I do know is I wasn't being greedy. I was actually just being smart because you want to give enough room to play, and then you want to have enough room to breathe in order to get the strong push down, and in a sense protect your potential profits. Yeah, so don't listen to someone like that doing orange just because, like, with hindsight bias, you can tell, like, yeah, I should have came out here, obviously, with hindsight bias, if this was my stop loss. But without hindsight bias, you gotta just let it play out the same way every single time. And this is how I typically do it. But maybe I might mix in with the ATR. Let me see what the ATR was at this time. Maybe the ATR could have gave me some clues. If you guys know what ATR is, average true range, the last 14 bars is good. The ATR at the time, here, it was 2.4 points, basically 2.5, and it really wouldn't have been that helpful unless I did like a little more than ATR, like 2 times ATR, which would have been 5 points. That's a lot. Or 1.5 ATR, which would have been like 4 points around. Or 3 points around. 1, 2. I don't know. Maybe I could use the ATR a little bit to get some more information.
Five-minute trap.
All right, we're starting to range out here. You can tell it's starting to range out when
10,000
your price action looks like this. This minute or 11 bars, but also the trading range indicator telling us, yeah, we're about to range. I thought it was going to range here as well, so you can tell, if it's in a trend, the trading range indicator does not work well. But if it starts to get, into a trading range, then obviously it works much better. But while it's trending like this, strong closes and clear direction. But then when it starts to go up like this, then it starts to chop around, then you can, the trading range indicator is a little more reliable. And with that, pandas, I am back positive on my 300K account after many losing streams. Now we are definitively profitable at this point. Stick to the plan, pandas. Just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Very sideways. This is starting to get scary territory here. It feels like there's pressure to push down. But I don't have enough information here really. It does feel like there's some pressure to push this down, but I mean, so far it's been holding up, so we'll just let this play out. I'm not taking any trades in all this congestion here.
$10,000 tick trap.
Trading range indicator. Yeah, I mean, it felt like that would have been the moment to break down, but it is not. It is ranging out here now. Notice on the 5-minute chart how far away we are from the 20 EMA. Notice how far we are. Typically, we want to come back to the 20 EMA. At least there's a 99.999 chance that we will touch the 20 EMA sometime today. The reason why I was so confident in that trade is because on the 5-minute chart, if you see this, you're thinking one more leg down, one more leg down. So push up, one more leg down, then can reverse. Why? Because the market loves to move in twos. And this is why, this is the whole premise of the two-legged pullback. So we see the straw move down, you're like, okay, you know, very rarely does it just go straight back up. Typically, it does make one more push down because the idea is traders don't feel confident in going long on the first attempt up, on the first reversal attempt. They feel more confident on the second attempt, and so they like for the two-legged move to finish out. And yeah. And that's why I felt confident in entering this trade, because that basically happened right at the 5-minute where we're gonna make that second leg down. I was ready for it, and I was willing to scalp out. You know, I didn't know it was gonna push down this far, but Jim Gray says, "Yep, definitely hit a rough patch last week. Last week was tough. Almost like every single trade I entered, I was like, it just reversed in like 1 second. Like not even 1 second. Like the moment it enters your trade, I don't know if it's ever happened to you. You know, if you trade long enough, then definitely it probably has. But it's like you enter a trade and then literally in a blink of an eye, it reverses on you and you get trapped out. I've been on the wrong side of traps many times, and last week almost every single trade I took felt like that was happening, and I was getting so frustrated. So last week my whole goal was just to get through the week with with minimal losses as possible, and if I lost, like I was quick to just kind of just not trade for the rest of the day, because I just felt like, you know, especially my setups, like typically when I take setups, I put a lot of thought into each setup, and so if it does not work, something's wrong, and I'm not seeing the picture clearly. And when that happens, I typically just try to, just take a break and maybe not even trade the rest of the day, because it's already kind of messed up. My calibration is messed up. So I'm finding myself doing that more often and it's easier to do, because just as I'm trading and knowing that I have 10 or like knowing that you have so many like accounts, it's like with that many accounts that you have, it's like you basically don't care how much money you make every day, as long as you make money, right? As long as you're profitable. And so if you have multiple accounts, 10 plus accounts, it doesn't really matter how much you make per day. It's like you really want to just be profitable and consistent. So for me, I'm okay with like not trading for an entire day. If that means that, for the next week, for the next day or the next week, I can come back on top and be profitable. Kind of like how, I was red last week and uh, now I'm positive. The count's back positive, and that's because we're sticking to the plan. And when we lose, we try to cut the losses as small as possible, and try not to get on tilt, and just stick to the plan. The reason why, like, let's say for like just 10 accounts, that's like a if you have 10 or more accounts, it really like all you care about is just trying to be consistent. You know why? Because if you have 10 accounts, it's um 10 accounts, 300K is almost 7K per month fee, right? So, Geo, the 10 accounts for 300K, if you have an eval, at the eval fee, it will be depends on if you get it with a discount or not. I forget how much it cost. Um I think it's 7K if you literally have zero discount. You at least have the BBM 50, which is 50% off, so it'll reduce it down to like 300 some bucks. So, but with the 80% off, it'll reduce it down to like, I don't know, like around 200 bucks. And so, that's why for me, I like to collect them when those coupons come out, or the promos. Um, when those come out, I like to gather as many as I can at those times, especially if it's an 80/80, which means 80% off the first month, 80% off the next month. And that's just with evals. But once you turn it to PA accounts, so I typically turn my evals into PA accounts within 1 month. And, so you're a little confused. That price that you pay is only for evals. Once you turn to a PA account, you have two options. You can either pay a monthly, it turns to a monthly $85 fee to just maintain an account, or you can do a one-time fee, and that will just carry on for the lifetime of the PA account. So you have those options. So you don't pay month to month like you do for the evals at the eval price. Once you're done with the eval, that eval price goes away, and you pay a flat $85 across any account. It could be the 300K account or the 25K account. Doesn't matter. You pay the $85 fee. But now they introduced one-time payments. So, and they're different for every single account. The higher ones cost a little bit more. So yeah, for those who
5-minute
don't know,
trap.
once you convert your accounts to P accounts, you don't pay that eval fee anymore. The eval fee is gone. Yeah, Apex has shown itself to basically show like to be pretty generous when it comes to promos. So at the very least, you get 50% off with BBM 50. You want to get that at least. If you're very eager to trade, especially when you get 50% off resets right now, it might be worth getting. So, but I'm gonna say let me do the math again, because the reason why I really don't mind, I really don't mind, I really don't mind not trading entire day if that means that means I can reduce the amount of losses I have any day, and increase the chances of being profitable. Because with 10 plus accounts, let's just start with 10 accounts. If you have 10 accounts, it's like you multiply 10 times 250, which is the amount of trading days in a year. That's 2,500, and that means that if you can make on average $100 per day, you multiply that by 2,500, which means at the end of the year you can make $250,000. $250,000. That's one scalp a day, one successful scalp a day. Now, I'm not saying you can. That's very easy to do, right? To being profitable in general is very difficult. But if you are a profitable trader, if you're an actual profitable trader, then this math works for you. That means that if you can get just $100 a day, one scalp a day, and I use $100 a day because I think that's a reasonable goal to make. It's a reasonable goal to have, right? Or it's a reasonable amount of profit that you can make per day if you're a profitable trader. And I think, in fact, it's more than reasonable. I think it's very generous. I think most of you guys, if you're profitable, you guys probably make, more than $100 a day. Maybe let's say $200 a day. If you can make $200 a day on any one account, that means at the end of the year you make $500,000. So for me, I don't really mind if I don't trade an entire day, because the next day, if I can average out just $100 a day, as long as on average you can make $100 a day, then that's kind of like, where you feel much more comfortable. Lamrat, so if you blew up your last 10 accounts and now you're on your fresh 10 accounts, do you have to make up the losses from before to get paid out, or is it's all forgiven? Yeah, that's the nice thing about Apex. That's like the risk-free part, where it's amazing, because if you blow your accounts, it starts fresh. It just starts fresh every time, and it's risk-free. What you pay is just the fees, evaluation fees, and whatever fees you have to pay. But when it comes to actual trading, it's risk-free. Your own capital does not get touched, and that is an amazing, amazing benefit. I'll just say that right now, because when I first started, I said, because we get new people here all the time, so I repeat these things. But when I first started, I started with a humble $2,000 account, $2,000. And I was trading micros. Guess what happened? I blew that account. Even trading micros, right? A point on a micro for one contract is $5. Just imagine blowing an account when you're trading like $5 at a time. $2,000. It's very possible especially when you just began. But guess what? I lost $2,000. That's $2,000, poof, gone. Even that's a pretty small account, I think, when it comes to trading. But you can set yourself up the exact same way. You can have yourself to have a $2,000, $2,500 trailing threshold account at the 50K account point, and you know how much you pay? You pay about $30. $30. You can pay $30 to have the same trading experience as someone coming in the market with not only $2,500. And when you blow that account, what do you blow? $30. I mean, that's the magic of prop firms. I'm just saying. You guys, this is the golden age of trading right now. When it comes to futures, it's the golden age. BTD says, where can you find the source? I always recommend Al Brooks and as well. There's a newer one called Top Pick Trading, which is good. And of course Michael Chin. If you really are ready for the advanced stuff, you go to Michael Chin. Okay, for those who really don't know, I'm just kidding. I'm really just kidding. But for those who do know, you guys get the joke. I'm worried that some people actually think it's like he's actually a good person to rely on. But I will say I owe him a lot, because if it wasn't for him, I probably would never found this strategy. Ambient Sound says golden. I really think this is a golden age for futures trading. It's because you're in a position where you can trade prop firms at before. If you want to enter a prop firm, you know how difficult it would have been. For you to actually join a prop firm, it's so readily available to so many people now. It's incredible. DLV said, I was doing options, now switched to futures last December. Only traded futures using Apex. Yep. Now we're getting another push down here. Incredible. The reason why it's incredible is because the 5 minute, we are going further away from the 20 EMA now. Showing the strength. these bears. And notice here that we couldn't quite get back to this breakout point. There's a gap here when it starts where I entered my trade. Technically, if I had my original stop loss way up here, I would still be safe. It's a crazy trade to hold on to, but you can see here that we couldn't quite make it back up here. What that means is that this could really be a strong downtrend. That's what this means in my opinion. But who knows? Who knows? CPI data came out this morning. I thought CPI data came out like last week. As long as the Fed is on track to continue to raise interest rates, there is a adage that you do not fight, that you do not go against, and it's don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the Fed, which means that if the Fed has tightening monetary policies, that means the market most likely will go down. Most likely will go down. If the Fed starts to loosen their monetary policies, the market usually goes up. How do you know if they loosen or tighten? Well, interest rates are one thing. Quantitative easing and tightening is another one. These are all, things that I guess, printing money, giving out free money to people causes inflation, which is easing in a sense. Trading range indicator still giving us a trading range here quite accurately at this time. I do feel that we got to come back to the 5-minute 20 EMA sometime soon. Maybe not soon, but it's going to happen eventually. You can actually look up what the Fed's plan is and when they are planning not to. You can, but at the same time, it can change. It can change. It depends on every minute. It depends on. They said they're data dependent. So if the CPI comes out and inflation is still hot or hotter than they think, where they said that we're gonna just raise it 0.25 or actually stall out raising the interest rates, they may actually go back to raising interest rates more aggressively. I think now it's like it was at. I think they were gonna stop raising interest rates on the next Fed rate hike, but now with the new data, I think now it's jumped to 0.75, which is like huge. I think you're going from 0.25 back to 0.75. That's man, that is, and their target I think was like 5%. I think now they're raising targets like 6%, just to make sure they don't want what happened in the 1970s to happen again. If you guys don't know, the Fed in the 1970s, the interest rates were just inflation was skyrocketing. So Fed raised interest rates very aggressively above inflation. But and that worked for a little bit. But they didn't hold it long enough where they started to lower interest rates. Actually lower interest rates, not slow the rate of interest rate hikes down. There is a difference. They're lowering interest rates. That means they're going like negative. They're starting to take away from the interest, and the market, it came back at double damage. It went higher than the original inflation. The inflation that it went higher. It peaked higher, and so they had to raise the interest rates again, and they had to continue. This kept happening, and so they realized sooner or later. Volcker came in, and he just kept the interest rates high and just kept it there until they reached their, I guess their 2% goal, and that that was for I think several years he did that, and it just made the market go into like a pretty hard recession. I think what Jerome Powell's trying to do is do a soft landing, as he keeps saying, which means that you know, which means that he's just raising rates slowly, and he's going to continue to raise slowly and try to find that balance. But I think he learned. I think he knows quite well what happened in the 1970s, where he said very clearly, like, we cannot prematurely stop raising interest rates. We cannot prematurely start lowering interest rates, rather, and so you know, it, in my opinion, it's great for those who are young, but for those who are old and ready to retire, it's puts you in a difficult position. But if you're young, then yeah, you want to buy the dip, right? You want the market to go lower. It gives you at a better price, gives you more leverage. You can collect more shares on your favorite stocks, and it is what it is. But for those who are older, it makes it more difficult. For me, like, I don't mind the market dropping for my own sake. But for others' sake, it's terrible. And for people who may not be in a financial position as I am, it could be very terrible as well, because recession hits harder for other people, especially if you're already financially struggling. Recession is much harder for those people. But if you're like you have a salary job and you are, somewhat secure in your job, it's not the worst. You can get through it. But man, for those who work paycheck to paycheck, it is very difficult. So I do appreciate you guys joining. I'm not an economist by any means, but I do like to follow a lot of, like, I guess, finance YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff out there. They're a little more on the boring side, but I think they're very interesting. Oof. Triangle being formed here. You gotta wait for this triangle to resolve before really entering a trade. Get that lower high second entry short. Does work out for well, that's a perfect scalp. So technically you're in Trap City. Still in Trap City here. And we can bounce up from the bottom of this triangle. This is why you gotta wait for triangles to finish. Perfect scalps are still traps. This is why I mark them with the gold box. Marking the perfect scalp. Once we hit an absolute scalp, which is 6 or more ticks, and this yellow box will disappear and will be no longer in Trap City. And we tap it again. You could have been filled with that second attempt there. I'll probably put my trade at break even at this point just because I'm scared. If I did take a short here. I'm very scared now because now we're reversing at the bottom of this triangle. This is why it's very scary to trade in triangles like this. Even though you did have a setup here, second entry short, lower high. Oh, it's scary. Okay, it looks like it's pushing down. You might be safe. Too much drip. Odell, too much drip. Yep. Very scary. That's why triangles are very tricky. Because you'll see a setup in a triangle like this, and you might think, man, that's a nice second inch short. And you get the perfect scalp, and you just get stopped out. Sick. That's sick. That is sickening. This market is vicious. Notice the trading range indicator still giving us a trading range. I may go long here, back up to the top. If we get like a nice setup here to go long, maybe I might go long. I'm happy with 450 though. 450, don't get me wrong, this is nice little profit here. But now now you see the market conditions are a little different. When it was like this, a strong push down, and you see the nice movements here. And now you're getting to this. And now you're getting to this, right? The market cycle has changed. And we're converting to a trading range. And it's not pretty. It's actually very difficult to trade in these conditions. 10,000 tick chart also, you can see overlapping bars. So many overlapping bars here. 5 minute as well, right? Wicks and overlapping bars. It's making it very difficult to tell if, which direction we're trying to go. A higher low setup here. Not one that I like. I would feel safer with a failed second entry short. What I mean by this is A, B, C, failed second entry short, right? Second entry short that fails, reverses. This is a setup that I feel most comfortable trading at this moment.
$10,000 tick trap.
Okay. So choppy. That's why I'm like, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for this triangle to resolve. And it's not resolved yet. It's just nasty stuff here. Sick. Just sick. Skip it. X77 passes eval. Congratulations. That's a good feeling. That's a really good feeling. There's very few things that are nice, like withdrawing from your P accounts is one of the greatest feelings you can have when it comes to trading. Just getting new PA accounts, that's also a great feeling. It's just brand spanking new. It's like getting new sneakers or a new car or something. By the way, I need a new car. Let me get a quick scalp. Pandas, make sure you scalp that like button. By the way, pandas, on Monday I will do a all-day stream. All-day stream on Monday, but only for members. Members only. So we'll start the regular stream, the main stream, the regular hours, 9:15, but we will continue the whole day trading with the members only. That'll be Monday. So if you're thinking, man, I really like Panda, I really want to support him, this is a good time to do it. Because you get an all-day stream. Also, if you want, the regular stuff. Also, the pre-market show, you get to see all my account balances, and you can see all my off-stream trades as well. I keep it super real, super transparent. It's more like for those I can trust to follow along my journey a little more closely. And honestly, it's like it was one of the greatest decisions I've made. Only revealing all my account, like personal account stuff, with the members. That was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Lace Sanawi, SW Blaze, you guys are just, just heroes. You guys are heroes. More than 1 year supporting me. You guys are awesome. Super choppy, just letting it play out. Honestly, my setup is happening, right? A failed second entry short, but not in this chop. I don't like it. We're just letting this pass. right? Just let this
10,000 tick
pass.
trap.
Let it pass. Don't have FOMO. Just know that if you find yourself trading in situations like this, you will lose money over time. Be happy you're not trading. Just let it pass. This is getting way too choppy now. Any setup in this point is invalid, in my opinion. That's the thing about two leggies. Like, you need clear legs. Like, even trading ranges, the trading ranges have to have clear legs. But if it's like this overlapping, it's just nothing really works unless you trade with limit orders. Unless you're like a limit order trader and you're just like buying down here, selling near here, up here, and eventually you will lose. But you've gained so much money already that once you lose, you're okay. You lose that one trade, but you've gained 5 or 6 in between. And you're wondering like how do you measure how much you're gonna lose or win? Well, typically you trade whatever you normally trade, right? Never lose more than you would ever lose in any other trade. That's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it, you can measure. You can measure it, right? Trading ranges. If you want to measure this trading range, right? In typical, you want to gain a 1-to-1 risk reward. Then you measure this and you find the 1-to-1 and you come from the bottom to the top and you try to do that as many times as you can. And if you do lose, you lose, a 1-to-1, but you gain a 1-to-1. So sooner or later, when you do lose, it will negate one of your trades. But all the other trades that you do gain, you make. And so you can do like a 1-to-1, or you can do, I want a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So you can take the half of the range and risk only half of the range amount, but gain, right, 2 times risk reward. You can do that as well. So you can manage it however you want. The hardest part is when do you start doing that, right? Do you start doing that here when it starts to get a little choppy, or do you start doing it, maybe here, or do you start doing it here, right? Just go short, or do you start doing it here after it makes a couple legs down? Like what is this? You lose money at that point when you're trying to time these trading ranges. That's the hardest part. Timing
10,000
when these
tick
trading ranges
trap.
will start to begin. So pandas, mark your calendars. Monday, if you're a member, we will do an all-day stream. But join us for the regular stream, and then afterwards we'll switch over to a members-only all-day stream. It's been a while, but I owe it to the members. That was bad this week. This never really happened before, so hopefully you guys can forgive me. Licensed Painthopper says, so you never trade triple tests. I feel like they're the reason I'm not profitable yet. Not that I never tested or traded. I oftentimes miss it. I'll see it with hindsight bias oftentimes. Coming back up to the top of the trade. Oh, this is the trade I kind of like. To go long here, back to the top of the trading range. I kind of like that. Okay, outside bar reversal, I don't like it anymore. But this is the setup I was looking for over here. Didn't happen. It actually stops you out. But this is how I would like it to have looked like here in this area. Thinking we're coming back up to the top of the trading range on a trading range indicator. Plenty of room on the 5-minute to come to the 20 May. 10K, you may hit your head here. But notice on the 10K chart, you also have a trading range.
5-minute trap. 10,000 tick trap.
Way too choppy. It's unfortunately we're probably gonna end the stream just looking at this chop together. But that's kind of why I went on my rant, because I felt like this was gonna happen. My economic rant of the Fed raising interest rates. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Traps on traps on traps. So pandas. Other than the two-legged pullback, what are the strategies you guys use? Supply and demand is popular. Divergences are always popular. Fibonacci's are also popular, but I don't know. Fibonacci's are kind of hard for me. I feel like it's very subjective in terms of when you start to mark your fibs. Salvatore says, I have my very own strategy, and you can learn it too for only $9.99. Volume profile. Pivot levels. Alright. Hopefully pivot levels are working now. It seems like a lot of pivots are happening. Whatever that means. Daily and weekly pivots, I see. Well, back to the bottom of this blue box. So traders who are still trading this range are still making profits here. Right? They sold here and they're holding it. Notice on 10,000 tick chart, we bounced right off the 20 EMA. Is this a two-leggy? That's wild. That is so sideways. You can't get more sideways than this, really. Wild.
5-minute trap.
Order flow. Is that when you look at the flow of the order? I never used it. I hear a lot about it, though. People are always trying to get that small little edge, and if it like takes to look at the order flow, then then so be it. They always want that small edge. Any edge matters. Completely sideways. Incredible. It is Friday. Don't get fried on Friday. Wow. Incredible. Yeah, scalp that like button. Come on, pandas. Incredible. Wow. This is nasty stuff here. Untradeable in my opinion. It's untradeable. This is how it's been like for several weeks now. In several months. It's just price action that looks like this, and it's just untradeable in my opinion. And the nice thing about untradeable price action is it's untradeable, and you know it's untradeable. So what's a clear action that you do? Just nothing. That's the nice thing about untradeable markets. You know what to do, which is nothing. when the market starts to move, then you're starting to have to activate some other, uh, you know, compartments in your mind and think a little bit more. Right now, my thinking is at zero right now. I'm doing zero thinking. I'm literally just looking at this and saying, okay, this is defined as untradeable, and that equals not trading. That's how it is. Looking at daily chart. Ooh, you know what, pandas? We just filled the gap. I didn't realize that. We are one tick away from filling the gap. Wowzers. No wonder. No wonder we're dancing around here. We missed it by one tick, actually. Incredible. $4,000 product. We missed something by one tick. Today's actually Friday, Fish Friday, and National Tartar Sauce Day. Goodness, you can make any day anything. But man, now I want some fish and chips. Thanks, Latrell. I mean, at least you could become a member so you can buy me some fish and chips. Jeez. At the very least, if you're gonna make me crave something, then at least provide the funds. That's just rude. There's no real good fish and chips in my area though. Maybe the Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. The Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's has a special place in my heart. Actually, usually around Lent time, the Filet-O-Fish goes on sale because obviously people give up like meat, for Lent, and so McDonald's being geniuses, they're like, all right, we're gonna put sales on the Filet-O-Fish, and people just buy it up. Also, I think Chick-fil-A does the same thing too. They put out a fish sandwich around Lent. Long Johns. Are you serious? I haven't seen a Long Johns in a very long time. We're pushing up here. The Long John's fish and chicken plate was the best. Now, I feel like now, like, I don't think I appreciated Long John's while it was around, but I don't see any of them anymore. The Hush Puppies, I remember that. Whew. Price action is horrendous. The 5-minute chart. I mean, we could just be going sideways, waiting for the 20-minute to catch up. That could be the case. Jesse Wilson says there's a secret group of people who keep them in business. Same with White Castle. It's a secret group of people, the obese people of America. Is that some sort of secret or something? Members, mark your calendars for Monday. We will be doing all-day stream. And if you guys want to join, You guys become members. It's $4.99 a month. That's just, coffee once a month for your panda to support them. Other than that, make sure you take advantage of the 50% off resets while it lasts. It lasts to the end of the month. And days like this, you're probably going to reset your accounts a lot because this is terrible price action. But hopefully you learn something in this channel where you just got to be patient. You got to wait these things through. But pandas, with that being said, I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. I mean, we're back green on this account, on this 300K account. And that makes up, for all the losses we made last week and plus more we've regained. So that's a good start here. And we're going in the right direction now. And hopefully, pandas, we can continue this trajectory and get this 300K eval really, just get it finished up here. I honestly think I got to trade a little more aggressively on it if I want to pass it in a reasonable time. But pandas, hope everyone has an amazing weekend, and I'll miss you guys until Monday. I'll see you guys then, and yeah, for the rest of the day, hope you guys trade safe. As always, happy trading, and God bless. Bye.